Okay, we're here with wide receiver Gio Sanders one day before spring practice starts. And Gio, just talk about the offseason that you had. I mean, I hear a lot about a total different vibe around this team. How do you feel the team culture right now?
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's a lot more of a team bonding type of culture. We do a lot of things together, where it's inside the box to outside the box, offense and defense. So there's a lot more camaraderie, like you said. It's a lot more of a family thing. But on top of that, it's a different energy around. It's a lot of people waking up in the morning ready to come here, ready to work, ready to do extra work. Ready to hang out with people outside of football, just do things that like to go back, just to build on that camaraderie. So like you said, it's really a good energy, but a different energy around here.
Talk about the season that you had last year. Obviously, really a breakout season for you. Is that something that you kind of felt, in fall camp, that you're really about to break out, or maybe it's something that's kind of like figured it out down the road?
For me, in my headset, I'm always confident in my abilities. I feel like I really just need the opportunity to shine and to show people that I can do it. And once that I got the opportunity and just ran away with it, that I never look back. So now in a cocky way, I'm really just confident in my abilities. But it was kind of something that came over time for real.
And I know that you were introduced on senior day. A lot of people thought, okay, Gio Sanders is literally living on top, career game against U of A, even though it was a loss and everything. How hard or how easy was that decision to actually stay at AC?
Yeah, for me, it's kind of really easy. I didn't really have the year I wanted to. I thought I had a good year, but not a great year, so there's a lot that I want to build on. But I also wanted to, come back here and not only make the team good, but, it felt like this was my first time I had like a real home in college, coming from Dixie State and then a junior college, they were 1 year stops. I liked my junior college a lot, but like I said, it was such a short time. I felt like this was really a home. So coming back here was easy once I talked to, the new coaches and then talked to the players who stayed. We was definitely on the same page. So
how different is this offense going to be, especially for the wide receivers?
Yeah, it's kind of similar in a way. I think that really the difference is more like verbiage, if that makes sense, or like certain depths and everything. So it's more like little things are tweaked, but I feel like as far as football goes and concepts, it's more like the more of the same, just who can do the little things right.
The connection you build with Trent, who could be the starting quarterback in the fall. How important is that, and how much does that factor in also the decision to stay, because you already had that chemistry?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big part. I talked to Trent a lot throughout my decision. Well, both of our decisions really we was both contemplating, what was the best for us. But, talking to him, like you said, being on the same page, being on the scout team, being put on scholarship at the same time, and then just moving up in the ranks, it definitely helped a lot knowing that Trent was going to come back and be here.
How much different does this feel compared to last year? You had no catches, basically, and then you went from that to 40 catches.
Yeah, it definitely feels different. It's kind of almost like not that I didn't have a game plan last year, but now that I had game film, I've been in on the actual field. Like now I know like what I really need to improve on, what I should look for at practice, what I should tune up and things like that. It really helps me come with like a set game plan, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. What are those things?
Really just I feel like I just left some money on the field sometimes. I feel like I could, make a certain move the opposite way, really just slowing down the game for me. I feel like I said, this being my first time playing in probably 2 years, with me come from junior college, how the 2 years went, and then getting on the field finally. I think it's really just slowing down the game, understanding okay, if I need to get to this certain mark, get this mark, but instead of, catching and turn this way, I should know he's coming around this way, like turn this way. It's really just little things that experience gives you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so beyond just learning the playbook, do you go back and watch stuff at Oregon last year?
Yeah, I haven't really watched too much at Oregon, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watch the game film during the game, but as far as film I watch in the offseason, I more watch receivers who are my height, my size, have my abilities, take things from their game that people who aren't 6'5" or running a 4.2, people who use little technique things. That's really what I watch in the offseason.
What's your sense of how this scheme fits you?
Yeah, I think it fits me good. There's deep routes still where I can go deep and get it, run past people, make the, big contested catches, but there's also a lot of short things where I can, have option routes, use my short burst ability, make a quick move and cut across face and things like that. I think it really, works good in my skill set. Also, there's, all types of crossing routes, everything. It's really just, I feel like you could do almost anything in this offense, if that makes sense.
Yeah. This leadership council thing, what do you think about that, and how's it going so far?
Yeah, I think it's good. Leadership council's kind of been here in the past. I was never in it. I just kind of heard about it. But this year, I think it's going really good. I can't really speak on it in the past, but Coach Dillingham, he listens to us a lot. He always asks for players' feedback, and not just us in the leadership group, but as a whole team. See what that we can improve, whether it's the food, whether it's practices, workouts. No matter what it is, he's always just consistently listening to what we want to improve, and I think that's the biggest thing that makes us feel heard. When we ask for something, he literally either, if he can't get it done, he'll let us know what happened. But if he does get it done, he'll tell us and he'll keep us updated, text us throughout it. So it feels good being heard from your head coach.
What's the biggest style differences
Yeah.
now versus the past?
I think, well, for the weight room, you know, it's more intensity. You know, we're constantly going. We're on the field. It's, you know, I don't know how you would say this, but like it's more reps. So you feel me? So yeah, I guess more intensity, but it's more team things. You know, we're inside the box, outside the box with offense and defense. You know, we're switching. We're on the field. We're walking through. You know, we're going a little faster. We're in cleats. So it's really just, you know, keeping more intensity going. So once we get to spring ball, we're already rolling. Rather than, you know, it's like a slow start. Then, you know, a week's gone by and then it's only 3 weeks left, and you know, that type of thing. So it's really just getting the ball rolling really fast.
Do you feel like coming into spring practice as a proven player compared to this time last year?
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely feel like a proven player just because, you know, I was on the field this year. People had the game from me and things like that, but I don't think I proved myself in any way. I think like I said, I left a lot of money on the field last year, and that's one of the main reasons why I came back, because I feel like I could do a lot better, but I definitely think I proved myself at least a little bit.
But let's say, I mean, do you have like more confidence and less pressure compared to this time last year?
Well, definitely more confidence. I'm always going to feel pressure on me. I always want to, you know, be the greatest. I always want to, you know, be the one, you know, things like that. And with them bringing in more people, and honestly them bringing in like a whole new coaching staff, it's honestly kind of could be even more pressure because, you know, at the same time I did have game field, but they're also still trying to figure everybody out like in person when they're watching us. So.
What are the